What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Have More Than Money. Today, Jared and I are going to be discussing what it means to set SMART goals for yourself and what setting goals for yourself can actually do for you.
Yeah, guys. I mean, when it comes to achieving anything in life, you need to have a direction, and the only way to have a direction is to start by setting goals. If you don't have any goals, I think it was Jim Rohn who said, I can guess the amount of money in your bank account or something like that. Because the truth is that the people that are really doing well in life always have goals written down on a notepad and their phone notes, laptop notes. They have them written down somewhere. So, I mean, that really is, what me and Mike would say the first step towards success is to set goals.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you don't have goals for yourself, then you're not striving for anything. And I'm honestly taken back how normalized it is to not have goals set for yourself. And so when we say goals, we don't just mean thinking in your head like my goal for when I'm older is to have a nice family and a big house. Like, that's not a real goal. When we say goals, we mean something that you write down. You put pen to paper and you look at it every single day. Obviously these should be very specific goals. And so let's dive into what exactly it is we mean by SMART goals. And so when we say SMART, it's actually an acronym. So S is specific, M is measurable, A is attainable, R is relevant, and T is time. And so obviously, this is a pretty common thing. I think a lot of people have different definitions for each. So Jed, let's start with specific.
Yeah. I love that you mentioned, saying I want to be rich one day is not a goal, because that's so true. I mean, everybody wants to be rich one day, but that doesn't hold any weight, to say I want to be rich someday. That really doesn't mean anything. And that's not a goal because it's not actually a specific target. The word specific means that you have to have specific targets that you want to hit. When athletes are training, they have an idea of what number, when guys are running a 40-yard dash, they have a specific number they want to do it in. When someone's training to be an Olympic swimmer, they have a specific time they want to do a certain amount of laps in. And when it comes to anything in life, the people that actually hit goals are specific. I told people that I wanted to be making 100K a month by this time. And, even though I didn't make 100K profit last month, I was way closer than I was a year before that. And the only reason why is because I had specific goals. And that leads to, a great point when it comes to goals is, even if you are specific and you don't hit it in the certain time frame you allotted for yourself, chances are that as long as you were striving big enough, then you probably are doing much better than you were, 3, 6 months or even a year ago.
Yeah, and I think that when you make goals, say number specific or, as specific as possible, I think they become a lot more realistic to someone. I know I can say that for myself at least. When I was first kind of getting on the entrepreneur path per se, I would set goals for myself, but like I said, I would never put a number to it. And so I would think about my goals constantly, but they were just so broad. And then when I really started putting a number on, say, the amount of sales I wanted to make a month or how much revenue or how much profit I wanted to do, like I said, it became a lot more realistic to me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I mean, the truth is numbers with your goals is so important. It allows you to visualize, it allows you to actually feel, what it is you're trying to reach. I remember when I first started my e-commerce journey and my Shopify dashboard showed zeros, all I did was envision $1,000 days until I hit it. And then I just envisioned $10,000 days, and then I started hitting those, and then 20,000 and 30,000. And now, I've had days, numerous days over 55,000. And ultimately, I'm still using the same principles till today. I am now visualizing $100,000 days. And, I truly believe that that's why, making money as an entrepreneur is the best way to make money. Because once you start doing it for 10,000, then you turn it into 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. That's the difference between being an entrepreneur and having a job is, the fact that you can really go from, you could pretty much make what you made in a year in a month when you're owning your own business. But when it comes to a job, you're only going to go up 3% a year typically.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of viewers are just ready yet for visualization. So we'll get to that in a later video because, like I said, I don't think you guys are ready for that conversation yet.
Yeah.
But let's move on to measurable. And so measurable is obviously the next letter in SMART. And I feel like if you can't put a time period on a goal, then like I said before, it almost makes it less realistic, and you don't know when you reach the goal.
Yeah. I really like the whole measurable aspect because, it leads me to one of my favorite quotes, and I say it all the time. There's no such thing as unrealistic goals, only unrealistic deadlines. So when it comes to measurable, it's key because you need to give yourself a deadline. Because if you just tell yourself, I want to be making $100,000 a month, then when do you want to be making $100,000 a month? 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years, you're not going to actually work toward it, but like I said about myself, last year at this time, I was making $10,000 a month profit and told myself a year from now, I want to be making $100,000 a month profit. And even though I haven't reached that, I've had $40,000 and even $50,000 a month profitable months, and I'm, way closer than I was last year. And that is all because, I gave myself goals and I gave myself deadlines.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when you have that deadline, it almost like motivates you more. It's almost like you're working against time. And, obviously if you don't reach the goal in your time period, like you said, when you're still grinding and you're trying to put everything you got to reach the goal by the deadline, even if you don't get to where you want to go, you'll wind up, I'm sure, further than you would have if you didn't have the goal set at all.
Yeah, I think the deadline, what it does is it creates urgency, and that is very essential in success, is urgency.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And so that'll bring us to the next one, the next letter in SMART, and that's attainable. And so, Jed, what is attainable? I like that. I like to see what you have to hear first. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah. So, and just so you guys know, we didn't, study the SMART goals. We're we took the acronyms and we're just giving our own meanings to it, really. And what I believe attainable is the fact of the matter is that the first step towards actually achieving something is belief. So, when it comes to attainability, if you don't believe that you can actually do it, you're not going to take action. So that's why, for it to be a SMART goal, it has to be attainable, because you have to actually believe you can do it, or you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I think it almost ties into what you were saying before about, maybe setting the goal bigger than you really should, because, when you accomplish things, and I think of accomplishing things almost like a snowball effect. And so if you can if you set the bar high, like we said, and you fall short, still falling short should make you feel good. Progress is really the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
And so I guess it's almost like perspective comes into play.
Yeah, and that's why, when Mike said, we should set really big goals. The fact is that you shouldn't just set really big goals. You should set, short-term and medium-term goals as well. And that's what we teach to all of our mentees. The first thing we teach is setting goals. And, we don't, like we said, we don't just say, set, I want to be making $1 million a year within, 2 years. We have them set 3 to 6 month goals, 6 to 12 month goals, and then 1 to 3 year goals. And ultimately, as you just keep working, you start, achieving those short-term goals eventually. And then eventually you achieve those medium-term goals. And then by the time you do that, you don't even care about the long-term goals because you're not even thinking about it anymore. Me and Mike, our long-term goal, 2 years ago was to be making $20,000 a month. And now, we've already obviously surpassed that many times. And all we think about is making $100,000 a month. So before we even hit the long-term goal, we already changed our mind and thought about making 50, 100K a month. And that's the beauty about goals. And that's the beauty of setting short and medium and long-term goals.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's why me and Jared always, we joke around mostly for the most part when we say it, but we say we never actually achieve our long-term goals. Like he said, just because when you start accomplishing small things in your mind, what seems attainable kind of keeps on changing. And so maybe when you first started off, making $20,000, $30,000 in a month was the ultimate goal. But when you start doing, let's say 15, you're like, wait a second, like if I can do this in one kind of business, why can't I just duplicate the process? And then you start really thinking, all right, I need to start reaching higher. And that's obviously, that depends on the person. But chances are, if you built a business to that point, then, you're the kind of person that wants more.
Yeah.
And that'll bring us to the next letter, which is relevant. In the SMART goals, I guess relevance seems something that seems kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, the truth is, you have to be honest with yourself. If you have zero musical ability, then you shouldn't be setting a goal to become a famous rapper. You know, for guys like us, you know, we don't think about becoming a famous athlete or anything other than, you know, what's actually relevant to us, you know. And that's the truth, is it comes with self-awareness. You know, stop trying to do everything, because you can't have everything, but you need to understand that you can have a lot. And the way to have a lot is to pick something that you can master and become a master at it. You know, achieving money, you know, the people that are very rich, like think about it like this, like a basketball player doesn't play any sports other than basketball. You know, a football player only plays football. An actor usually only acts. Sometimes they make music too. But the truth is what you see is that there's many different ways to get rich. The key isn't trying to do them all. It's trying to just become amazing at one of them. And, you know, getting paid is a byproduct of excellence. So pick a goal that's relevant to what your skill set is and just become as good as possible at that. And that's how you'll get paid the most possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of hit it on the head with everything you said. Honestly, I don't have anything really else to add. That was...
Is it tear-worthy?
Can't even kill myself with that. Jesus. Okay, no. And that'll bring us to the last letter, which is time. And this also kind of ties back into what we were saying before, Jared, I think. What do you think about time?
Yeah, I mean, whoever came up with the 5 acronyms, they probably just ran out of something for T, because it kind of sounds the same thing as measurable. But yeah, I mean, guys, listen. It's honestly worth saying twice, because having a certain time for your goals is what actually makes it, you know, attainable. It's what actually makes you start moving toward it. So, you know, when it comes to time, you know, don't, like we said, if you tell yourself you want to make $1 million a year, then, you know, you can give yourself 50 years to do it if you don't set a time. But if you say, I want to be making $1 million a year within 5 years from now, then, you know, you're going to be working like you have everything to lose if you don't do that.
Yeah, I kind of want to just change the T to something else. I'm not a fan of just a repeat. I'm going to say transparency.
Yeah, I
think you have to be transparent with your goals. And I mean, overall, you have to be transparent with yourself.
And honestly, I would say you have to be transparent with your customers too.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, yeah, I think that we might also have to also save for another video. But yeah, I mean, overall, when you're transparent and you have nothing to hide, you can never really lose. You know, if you're just like, here, this, and, you know, let everyone take you for what you are. I think that's the most freeing way to honestly live.
Yeah, and honestly, it really does allow you to sleep at night without having anything to worry about. I mean, you know, I really do have trouble sleeping at night, not because of any issues other than the fact that I just honestly love the way my life has become so many ways that I just don't like sleeping. Honestly, like, and that's the thing about being transparent. It's like you can be up at night because, you know, you feel guilty about something, or you can be up at night because you're just so excited with life. You just have so much energy built up that's what keeps you up. And it really is, you know, there's 2 different ways to be up all night if you're having trouble sleeping. And, you know, ultimately you want to be the good one, or you just want to be able to sleep at night. But, you know, that's the beauty of being transparent, is that I know that all of my clients, all of my customers, I'm being 100% honest with them. I have nothing to hide, nothing to lie about, because everything that me and Mike say is true. I mean, you know, we don't lie about our numbers. You know, we're 100% living this life, and that's why we don't care if a client doesn't want to work with us, because we don't need the money. You know, this is our way of giving back. This is our way of helping the world. And if you don't want to work with us, then, you know, we're fine. You know, we're making plenty of money from our dropshipping stores. We don't need the business. We are literally doing this for the karma aspect. You know, this is just, you know, if you guys have read The Science Getting Rich, the layers of it is make a lot of money first and then give back after. And this is really just our way of giving back.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I want to cry. Yeah, I mean, I think you pretty much said everything just perfectly. I'm glad we changed out the T there. But yeah, if you guys, Jared, I don't know, I got nothing to say.
I got nothing left for you guys. We'll see you in the next video.